Yeah, I'm Michael Calabrese from New America, and here to quickly share our view that 6G should be much more about convergent connectivity. So industry and government visions for 6G basically boil down to better, faster 5G. These 6G visions remain siloed and mobile-centric, ignoring user needs for ubiquitous coverage, seamless connectivity, lower costs, and closing digital divides, and also ignoring some troubling trends in mobile paradigms. So first, mobile data growth is flatlining and may be headed to zero. The major reason is we've reached peak video. You only watch so much video on the go. Second, what 6G will be is mostly indoors. The applications that industry cites to justify huge investments in 6G, such as virtual reality, telepresence, immersive gaming, AI-run factories and homes, will operate almost entirely indoors. The problem is that mobile coverage and signal strength indoors is poor and even worse at the higher frequencies that mobile carriers are receiving, such as you just heard about 7 gigahertz. What you're seeing here on the right is a prediction-based map by the UK's regulator of what in-building cellular coverage is expected to be in central London. But on the left, what Ookla says it actually is based on crowdsourced measurements. The red is no coverage, the yellow is very poor signal strength. Third, and as a result, Wi-Fi will increasingly dominate indoor connectivity. On the left, that among the 5 US mobile carriers, between 85 and 90% of all data traffic on mobile devices is flowing over Wi-Fi and not even touching mobile carrier towers. Finally, what do consumers want and need, which is most important? OpenSignal did a survey of 55,000 consumers. Not surprisingly, they said price for value is number one. And speed, such as being the fastest, America's fastest network, is a distant sixth. Coverage and reliability are together 6 times as important as speed. These realities lead us to suggest that convergent connectivity should not be limited to today's marketplace concepts of substitutability and bundles of, say, waterline, wireless networks by the big ISPs. A more ambitious convergence is technologically within reach. It should ensure ubiquitous, seamless, and interoperable networks that integrate mobile, fixed, and satellite connectivity. This will enable access and automated handoffs to the best available network, anywhere and everywhere you are. But convergent connectivity faces its own challenges. First, there is the Wi-Fi cellular interoperability challenge. So on the scenario on the left is very familiar to all of us. When you're going from indoors to outdoors to indoors, your Wi-Fi and mobile connections don't hand off. So you lose your phone call, your video, whatever. And also the congestion scenario on the right could be remedied if your device would automatically switch you over if one network or the other is busy or congested. A second challenge is seamless authentication for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi networks are extremely fragmented. We need automated authentication and connection to Wi-Fi networks as users move from location to location. The Wi-Fi community is actually making good but slow progress on this with Passpoint, which is a technology in smartphones to detect and connect to participating Wi-Fi APs, and open roaming, an expanding federation, large enterprise Wi-Fi hosts and identity providers that enable Passpoint. The third challenge is ubiquitous coverage across all the geographies without terrestrial wireless service, which is the majority of places outside populated, particularly outside populated areas or away from major highways. This convergence is coming, as we see, right, with low Earth orbit satellites and direct-to-device services. Mobile satellite service already offers texting outside of mobile coverage areas on new iPhones, thanks to Globalstar's service. And with more mobile satellite spectrum, as SpaceX just bought to fuel its future direct-to-cell service, basic 3G and even 4G connectivity can be everywhere, from mountaintops to deserts. It's a complement today to mobile service, but could even be a competitor in the future. A final challenge is to turn urban and suburban hotspots into hotspots. So let me wrap up close to time here. So I'll close by suggesting 4 policies that can promote convergent connectivity. First, and very important, is balanced spectrum allocations. We need more sufficient wide lots of spectrum, not only for licensed mobile carriers, but for unlicensed mobile satellite and private networks that use dynamically shared spectrum, such as CBRS. Second, we should measure and map mobile signals, both indoors and outdoors, if we do with build-out. The UK's Ofcom has begun measuring, at least outdoors, along the roads in the UK, and the FCC should do likewise. Third is to promote seamless interoperable connectivity with regulatory incentives and nudges as needed. And a notice of inquiry may be a good next step for the FCC. Finally, we need to catch wireless hotspots with more local investments in community wireless networks and public Wi-Fi hotspots. And we do this most easily, as we've seen around the country, by leveraging infrastructure, public infrastructure, from libraries to light poles. So that's it. I would have a slide with the report behind this, but you can find it easily at newamerica.org or just Google what's 6G. Thanks.